I think my father was 15 or 16 when he left home, as the old expression goes, and moved to New York City against his parents' wishes. But life had been, if I dare to try to describe his life, life had been very harsh and difficult. And he was quite angry. He was an angry young man. And the family was large, and the income was small.
The family he came from.
The family he came from. His mother and father had a farm, a small farm. And there were, I think it's 9 children. And my mother's family had either 9, or my father's family had, but there were 12 on one side and 9 on the other. I'm referring to my mother and father. My dad was kind of thrown into a situation in New York, looking for work, trying to make his way. And it's something that I can't fathom, all of it. I know that his father was there for a period of time to help him find his first position. But it was rough. And as I say, I have great admiration for his determination, his tenacity. My mother's full name has never been clear. It depended on the year. If she liked Bessie Maybelle Falk, F-A-U-L-K, maybe for a couple of 3 years, and then later perhaps it was Mabel Falk. So it was either Bessie Maybelle Falk or Mabel Falk, and as she became older, she was less enamored with Bessie Maybelle. She began to dislike it, so it was just Mabel Falk. She too had very limited education, but her community in North Carolina, she was born and raised in Bladenboro, North Carolina, her community felt very strongly about her ability to deal with life and her innate intellect. And in her church, in her neighborhood, in her community, they collected money to send her away to a little school, I think also in North Carolina, called the Palmer Institute, which was very difficult. I've heard her speak so often of how cold she was because she didn't have a proper winter coat, and books that she had to borrow constantly from others.
This was a high school?
I suppose we'd call it a high school.
Yes.
Yes, the Palmer, yes. And out of all of the girls and boys, she is the only one that was chosen to go away to attend school. She's a very strong woman, very loving. She loved to loved to laugh, loved to enjoy her friends and her family, always in the process of making dinner. We'll have dinner outside this evening. She enjoyed that very much. Her morality was quite strict. I'm very grateful for that. I had no idea how important that would be, particularly in the business that I chose. But she used to say wonderful little things to get my attention. Remember, if you decide to have an affair with someone, he can walk away, but you will always be a slut. The neighborhood will never let you forget. And at first I thought, well, maybe that's a little harsh. But then as I became older, I thought, no, my mother was right on the money.
That's right.
Right
Very
on the money.
too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She said, don't forget that. So this is your responsibility to take care of yourself. If there is something that happens that might involve, let's say, a baby, I want you to understand, Diane, how selfish that is, because that changes my life as your mother, as well as it changes your life, what you can do with your life. And you should make that your priority, what you are aiming for, not just the momentary excitement of whatever may happen to you as a teenage girl. And I never doubted her for a moment that she was correct. I had visions of myself rolling around in the gutter if I didn't follow exactly as she had instructed me to do.